Welcome back, people. So we will be doing a preview show for the Caribbean Cup Championship, concacaf Caribbean Cup Championship. People, big up on yourself, bless up on yourself. Momentarily, we'll be having Rudolph Speid joining us. Want to say this has been a tremendous, a huge route to the finals. And remember, people, at the start of the campaign, we had Mount Pleasant. We also had Arnett Garden in the same group alongside Cavaliers. Cavaliers coming out victorious on top of that group as well. So let me tell you, this that they have done, specifically the youngest team in the competition, this that what in what regards to what they have done would have been a very, very good feat. So we're going to bring on Mr. Rudolph Speid to join us in the discussion for us to talk about the route or the pathway to the final. Welcome, Mr. Speid. The mute.
Thank you for having me.
How things?
Not too bad. We're upbeat.
Upbeat. Training session this morning. How was it?
Smooth. I think the players, relish the better surface. So they were pretty smooth this morning. I hope we can reproduce the same form that we did in the training session. Then we should be okay.
Yeah. So we're speaking about the route or the pathway to the final. I think that's ideally on a talking part of the discussion we should start off. But let me start off by saying, in regards to the start of the season, how was preparation for you at the start of the season, leading up to the competition?
No, it was pretty good because you see, we had a good idea when the competition was going to start months before. So after winning the title, we just, once we reach the final, we started to plan because we know we were in the concacaf competition. We know when the start date was, even though a lot of teams wasn't named yet. So we kind of give ourselves a break and know when we would start up back. And then, we kind of start to prepare, to play in that competition. Once we realized who we're going to play against, again, we looked at, where we are. I must say, unfortunately, we lost a couple of our players before the competition started. Not a couple. We lost about 5 players who normally would have started. In Chanel Thomas, Gadel, and Kyle Ming. Markison Cadet, who was one of our main players. And somebody else which I can't remember right now. But we lost about 5. Yeah, and Ronaldo Barrett, who went back to high school and just didn't play any at all. So we lost about 5 players who normally would have started. And we know that we had, it was a little.
What about the few Mount Pleasant took?
Sorry?
What about the few that Mount Pleasant took?
Yeah, they took. So I said them. So we lost 5 players who normally would have started in our best starting 11. So it was like a rebuilding process. But at the end of the day, we know what we had to do. A lot of pundits were saying we will not qualify for the we wouldn't go through out of the zone because it really was the zone of death. We'd really hope from here we always do well. But these are the challenges that makes us. I don't think we feel good if we're not being challenged. So it was important that we were being challenged from the start, be able to put our best foot forward.
All right, well, let's start off with the first game. The first game that went on. You guys defeated Mount Pleasant 2-0. In that backline, we saw the 2 youngsters from Stats. You also had a depleted bench in that game. What was the mindset going to that game?
Well, we were motivated. So let me tell you really what happened now. We always have a cadre of young players wanting to play, right? Younger than who we have. So the truth is, once the 2 players that we brought in, they were having a conversation with somebody before and was saying, boy, I don't know when we are going to start playing, because of the 2 players that Mount Pleasant took who were in the pecking order above them. So once those players left, these 2 players was like, it's Christmas in July because they get a chance to play. So they really wanted to play and to show what they were made of. So yeah, they are not as good, but they made up for it in enthusiasm, willing to learn, etc., etc. So that was the mindset there. Then we did our homework and we saw that there was some issues with the Mount Pleasant team. And we just didn't decide to beat the whole team. We just decided to beat whatever the issues were. And we were able to do it successfully. Once we were up 2-0, difficult to get back on us if we don't want it to come back. And that was what happened there.
Yeah. Going in a game like that, and your squad is so young, how difficult does it make your coaching throughout the game? Because normally, if you have a more experienced team, players on the pitch can solve issues themselves. But when you're so young, they aren't. Most of them aren't able to really read the game in the interim game management, like opposing coach change up tactics and stuff. How difficult is it for you as a coach on the sideline when you have so many young players and you have to be guiding every single one of them through the moments of the game?
No. Well, the truth is we have a game model. So once we decide what a game model is, the good thing about the first game, we're able to work on the game model for weeks, probably months, because we know who we were playing in the first game. And the truth is, we also knew that if we won that game, we'll be through. Basically, that's game to win to go through. So we zero in all our resources there and focus on what their strengths are and weaknesses are. And of course, we know that they change coaches and all of that. So we were zeroing on what they were, what they were doing. And that was why it was at the game time there was less coaching, because everybody knew that what they were going to do weeks before that particular game.
Yeah, and then even before the first game kickoff, when you saw the addition of Arnett Garden in the group, what was the thought process in your mind at that point in time, knowing that another tough team being added to the group?
I thought they should have go in the next group. That's what I thought. I was saying, you really should have go in the next group.
Maybe I told them in the finals now.
Yeah. I told them, say, listen, you should have been in the next group. I did tell them. But I thought it was on concacaf part, using just one metric, which is the club ranking, to decide what happened. I think they should in the future use more metrics to decide where you end up, because it could easily could have been, okay, well, if you end up in a group with 2 teams from a country, I'm going to put you in the next group. They could just add that. So no, I don't think anybody would complain about a rule like that.
Because really and truly, basically what happened was that Arnett Garden was not rewarded for winning. They weren't rewarded. If they were rewarded for winning, they wouldn't have ended up in that group.
Right. It was a group of that. I thought they should have. And it was even difficult for Cavalier and Mount Pleasant to be in the same group. And I think also for Mocha and Cibao to be in the same group. Something should be done so that don't happen anymore.
Balance
for the next edition, yes.
Maybe I'm going to take some lessons from FIFA in regards to structuring their competition. But I think they should have known this, because based on how I see CONCACAF structure the Gold Cup and the Nation League to eventually have the big guns going at each other, I think maybe they would have done that and maximize where support is concerned and maybe the financial aspect of it. Next game after that, you guys played Police. Defeated Police. Now, at this point in time, you guys have been now comfortable on 6 points in a group. How difficult was it now moving to the next game, which would have been the Arnett Garden game, I believe, for the last game of the group?
No, we played Real Up after.
Real Up. I'm going to be Real Up 2-1.
So for the Police team, again, we did zero in on them, and we noticed something. We were able to watch the Police team in action too, in the Trinidad League, because it come on Sportsmax. So we were able to scout them really well. And we knew what the game model should be against them, and we exploited it and come out 4-1 winners. Even though they put up a real good fight, they didn't go down. There was a lot of Trinidad international players on the pitch for Police. Probably about 5 or maybe 6 of them would have played for Trinidad at some time, even if they are not current. And some really good players who have played in the MLS and played in Europe. So that was a little bit tricky, but that was one of the games that Dwayne Atkinson came on. He didn't start and was able to run riot in one of his better games locally. And we won that 4-1. So then we went to play Real Hope.
Real Hope. We defeated in Sabina. No,
at the National Stadium.
National Stadium.
We were up in the first half. We were leading 1-0, and we had
wasted a lot of chances.
Yes, that we missed. So what happened? What happened was that we decided to experiment with our game model in that particular game to see, because we have never played a team like Real. We had to play Asian teams, so because of that, we wanted to see. We had a choice of game model, which one would work, just in case we meet them again, and then we fell apart in the second half. So it wasn't a case that we didn't think we could manage. It's just because, and then I'd have to take all of the blame for that, really, which I did, and they defeated us 2-1. But in the first half, we had them going, and then, but at that particular point in time, we knew before we even play Real Hope that 6 points would probably be enough to carry through to the second. So we were not worried about taking the chances there. That's the only match we could take chances.
So on your side of things, do you think that maybe based on the fact that you were trying a new game model, you think that a slight bit of complacency might crept in?
In that game?
Yeah. For the
we were really up, and you saw the goals. I mean, one of the fought hands the ball in the box. We always said it was really curious. It's not so much that they beat us. They
played better in the second half. I thought they had a better second half.
Yeah, they did. But once you get those goals, remember the first goal was we passed the ball back and they capitalized. And the second goal was a penalty. So I of course they were pressuring us, but at the same time, it's not that they broke us down and scored these goals. We actually gave them away. So some of the time you have to keep things in perspective, even though you might lose or you're winning, just keep it in perspective. So at that particular point, very disappointed, and then we even got the equalizer near the end and missed it badly. We got a goal near the end. So yeah, we know we lost. Sometimes you lose, you learn a lot from losing more than from winning. But we still thought that 6 points would have carried us through. And in the end, it could have. Even if we had lost the last game to Hanet, it would have still gone through the 6 points.
Yeah. I really like them. Real number 10 is a quality player. Quality player. Then now the final game going up against Hanet Garden. Still, as I said, not technically a comfortable position. Hanet, I think Hanet needed to win this game to stand a chance.
No, they didn't have any chance. They were out.
Yeah, they were already out. So basically, nothing was into this game. But nothing was in this game. But Hanet really came to play. Hanet really came to play.
They came to play. Possibly though, they would have started a few players. There's some players on the field that they normally wouldn't have started. But then they were still looking at their game for the weekend. So they came to play, but they didn't start some of the normal regular players, the forward line basically, but they did came to play. They even led us 1-0.
Yeah, really and truly, because in all essence, it would make no sense. They had the league coming up to look forward to, so it would make no sense. You go so hard, you're already out. Then you have the next game come up weekend again. All right, so you guys move now.
No. They went hard, but they rested some of the players. Then they brought them on halftime. They did bring on the best players at halftime, or little after halftime, to try and wall it back, because remember they scored first, we equalized, went 2-1 up at the half, and they tried to kind of get back some semblance.
I think it's more of control measure.
yeah.
Because all the game that kind of get out of hand, I think that's a more of a control thing,
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't look good. It wouldn't look good to see the result if they had kept it like that. All right, so move on now to the semifinals, two-legged semifinals where you guys played against Mocha. And honestly, I thought when I saw the first game, you guys went over Mocha, I thought Mocha played good. I thought Mocha was a really, really good team. But you going to Mocha, and how was logistics? That's one. How was logistics for you guys? And also, how was the travel in all the sense, where travel recovery before game time was?
Well, for that game, we did travel 2 days before. The truth is, the airport that we had to land was like 2.5 hours away from the hotel basically that we stayed. So that wasn't so good. We'll reach in the evening and we're traveling until late. Yeah, so I mean, we're pretty organized. So everybody got their food, check-in hotel, probably by about 10 p.m. the night. So we're okay. The next day, we did. We didn't do anything except the morning before we played the game. We went to training for an hour. But in between, we made sure that the players was fed properly. Everybody comfortable and rehydrated properly, that sort of thing. And then we just get ready for play. Yeah, when we were there, we had some hiccups like, the police never turned up to escort us. But we were prepared for that too. We understand all of those things. So we had a driver and we went ourselves. We left early. All the political issues, they didn't receive us properly, but it's fine. We didn't make those things bother us. We went in. The rain was falling, and the game was postponed for probably about 2 or 3 hours. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then again, that would have been an issue, but we make sure we'd have food so that we were able to feed the players in the change room during that time. So everything that went wrong, we were ready and prepared to deal with it, and that's all you have to do when you travel and when you understand the game can.
So, question, like on a day like that, when you're at the game, at the stadium, ready to play, but the rain kind of delay. Do you talk to the players in that moment, all right, sir, just to keep them mentally focused, the game can still play where your mind is at?
Oh yeah, but we not try to do it too often. We just talk. We send we manager and make sure that we have fruits and certain foods that digest easily. So we make sure we have ample supply of those. So we keep on, getting a snack, because one of the worst thing can happen to you. You're playing on the field and you're hungry. People don't even understand how it affects your performance if you're hungry while you're playing. So up to an hour before the game, we'll make sure that they had something, that digest easily. Fruits, eat, have something to eat up to that point. Keep them rehydrated. That was very important for us to do in that particular. But what we're looking at too was there was a longer than normal team talk. I would say, listen, remember, you have to take the environment. You have no control over the environment. The rain is falling. There was a water puddle. I don't think normally they would have played a game in that condition, but because they wanted to get rid of the game, we're even preparing to play the following day based on what happened with Jamaica and Canada. So all of those permutations was going through our brain. But one thing we decided that, listen, we need to make sure that we have a positive results going on, and that's really was what we concentrated on.
Okay. So game went on, 0-0. Not much of a fight contest. Do you think that the pitch condition or the long delay had an effect on the game?
Yeah, both. I think so. There was times when we got good opportunities, but the water stopped the ball or we kick over the bar because the technique wasn't right. The field itself wasn't as good as, we always complain about our things. I mean, Sabina is much better pitch, stadium much better pitch than the one that we played on, but that's how it goes.
Question, for this final, would did you try to get the game at Sabina?
Well, Sabina wasn't available because there's a test match there going on, so that wasn't available. Would have preferred to play the team to play there, but it wasn't available.
Okay. All right, then on the next leg here in Jamaica, 7-0. Now, we understand that in context of how the game panned out, I still believe that a 7-0 margin is still a massive margin, because even before all the issues that happened, you guys were already leading, dominating majority of the game. From your perspective as a coach, what do you think was the difference with the Mocha team that you played in their own country versus what you saw at the National Stadium before the incident happened?
Well, it's not. We did scout them, and knew all we needed to know about them from before the first game. Because as I said, their games are played on television and we're able to watch them against even Cebu, etc. But after seeing them, but it's difficult to check player speed by watching TV. It's just difficult, right? Without the right equipment, which you can pick up if you had probably wise call. Some detail, some other, AI, which you can use to get all of those things. But after you watch them in real life, then it's easier for you to ascertain what they are likely to do in certain situations. So we notice there was a particular side of the pitch that was a little slower than our rapid players. And we just went there the whole night. Didn't even bother go the other way. We just went
You once said something, you know. I think may I have a conversation. He says to me that you don't have to beat the team. You just want to beat one man.
Yeah, that's actually R2. That's actually true. I have seen that more than once. You know, we play in this Champions League against Mount Pleasant. We just picked out what we knew what was going to happen, and we just focused on one person and kept on beating that person and got the 2 goals. So it's something that we practice. If you know, you don't need to. You have to disguise it, but you don't really need to beat everybody now.
Yeah. All right. So we saw the cards. We saw the fights. How did that start? What started all of that? Was that because they're not lose and just couldn't manage last, or the moment just got heated?
Even to this day, I don't even know, because I was trying to figure out what really happened. The coach said they have never been in that position all their life since they played football. 4-0 down at halftime. And I understand. Yes, it look that's an unusual territory to be in. But we knew that once we had the foot on the tiger neck, we were not going to take it off. So we just kept on pressing all the way, no matter we kept on pressing. Even the last goal was 40 in I think about the 43rd minute. We just kept on pressing, because we didn't want to give them a chance to even score one away goal and then come back in the game somewhat. So I don't know what was happening. I just know that at the halftime, so the tempers flared, and they directed them towards some of our players, but our players kind of remained calm. One of our players got a yellow card, I don't know, I didn't see what he did, but then they couldn't control their players, and that was what happened. I mean, I don't know if they had played with the 11, it would have made any difference. Probably they would have even get more in my mind.
But even before the card, you guys were leading, so
yes. In the second half, we just tried to avoid them because we didn't want to get any cards, getting in it. So in the second half, we kind of just play out the half and just try to avoid getting any cards. That's really what
you think. Would you say that they felt a bit undone for unjustly because they feel like things weren't going their way, like decisions weren't going their way, where they feel as if it should have gone their way, and maybe that just pumped the blood a bit and turned up the temperature a bit?
Well, the first 2 goals, I don't see how they could say anything about the first 2 goals. Those were goals that was during the run-up play we scored those. The third one was a penalty. But if you look back at the VAR, it clearly was the guy that was whole ivory head and was just punching away. I mean, it was punching away on the blind side of the referee, so the referee wouldn't see it. But VAR would have clear view of the punches and just call a penalty, which quite rightly that third goal would have settled the argument, because I don't know if anybody could come back from 3 goals down against a team like us. So that would have settled.
Was that the first one of your VR?
Yes, VR would have been introduced for the first. No, VR would have been in their game too. Over there.
Oh, it was in their game. So why would a player do something? Because why would they behave like that? Especially knowing the VR, the decision can be made without. Because I don't know. I just think maybe it's just more of emotions. And when baller play blood hot and all in kind of still. So the spot that. How important Sibao had is it Sibao or Sibao? Sibao, yeah, I want to struggle to pronounce it now. They had a fairly decent run, but it's not as fluent as Cavalier run to the final. They have
a good run. They are unbeaten. You see, one of the problems with unbeaten teams is that you don't know what their maximum is. They are unbeaten. They might have just been doing enough to get where they are. So
because some of the games are close.
Yeah?
Some of their games are really close.
True, but they win. So you're not sure how good they are. I always say, listen, if somebody hasn't lost, then you're not sure how good they are. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. Say it's close. Maybe they don't need to do anything else. Maybe they are comfortable just winning that close. So I'm not going to mark them down. They are the only unbeaten team left in the Caribbean Cup, and they were the champions in their league, and they did defeat Mocha 3-0. So to me, it's a pretty good team.
Yeah, well, looking at it, I say maybe based off a lot average still, you know. The longer it take to lose a game, you know, is the closer you are to a loss, you know.
Yes, definitely. I hope you're correct.
Yeah, that's a lot averages. That was human nature. The longer it take to lose, the longer it take to lose a game, the closer you are to losing a game. So you've seen the team. Can you tell us just like, I know I give you all your tactics or all your things you know. Just tell me 2 things we see about them where we admire, and also 2 things we see here. Just one here where you think you can work. You think you can get ahead of them with.
Well, I must tell you, say, if you think, I must tell you that if you think Mount Pleasant have resource, this is the team where have the most resource. Even the airport where we're landing is their owner own it. Them
What?
Hospital, them own hotels, them own their own stadium. If you know, it's only 4 players in our starting lineup come from Dominican Republic. People come from Colombia, all over South America, 80. So they are stocked with talent. They buy the best money can buy. I think they even have a Trinidad International there. I'm not sure, but they have their team is only 8 years of age, so it's not a matter of that they built this team. They just bought the team and put it there. They have won about 4 club championship in Dominican Republic. Okay. So it's a team where just have resources. You know,
also an influx of money similar to Mount Pleasant. Just this big influx of money coming in and just a big growth.
Yeah. So
interesting. I never know that.
Yeah, them start 2015. That's when them start operation. It's not long ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so but them
and then
win.
Final.
Yeah, and them are Mocha played 34 times. Mocha only win 5 times. That's so dominant. But they have always just brought in good players. You know. So based on that, you know that they leave no stones unturned, right?
Okay.
They buy the best money can buy in their neck of the woods.
All right. So I'm going to move out to the finals. So we discuss your opponent. Oh, you said that's one thing I admire. Wait, what one aspect where you think you can get at?
So their technique is all of the players are schooled in the arts of the football. Them technique good. But I noticed though them love to drop a ground and pretend, and them kind of have like a pre-modern, I say everything must go them way style, which suits me fine, because you know we're going to examine them thoroughly, and that's what we always do: examine teams thoroughly everywhere we can, and that's what we're going to do, and that is why we think we have a chance against them every day of the week.
All right. So we'll move now to the game. So somebody asked a question: hitting blanks the last couple of games in the JPL. Going to a big final. Is there any concern there?
No, because this game, if you know how we're playing at the JPL, just giving out like a secret. In the first round, we don't even scout anything. We just play them based on what we want to do. That's how we play the first round. We don't scout none at all. You come to play us, we just play you. That's a part of what we do. When it comes to Caribbean Cup, we pigeonhole you, we figure out what we want to do against you and train towards that. So it's a 2 different approach for the teams.
Oh, interesting. All right, so the weather forecast at this time seems to be a lot of rain. Preparations are put in place in regards if the rain starts, if we might have a delay of 1, 2, if the rain starts and the pitch is not at the best condition. What are some of the preparations that you guys are start putting in place for that?
As I tell you, when it comes to the environment, you can't do nothing about it. When I think though with stadium, it have one of the best drainage system, so we're not really worried. What will happen is that if we have to put off the game and play next day, it's still not a problem to us. We don't make those things bother us. One thing we know, so when we come, if the pitch wet and we have to play a particular way, we're going to do it. If it dry, then we're going to play with normal football. I think we look very comfortable and composed this morning. I think we're good to go. So we don't make those things bother us. If we don't win the match in Jamaica, we still not make it bother us. We know exactly what we have to do when we go over there. That's how we really approach things all the time, and I think it suits us and work for us very well.
Somebody asked the question if you think Cibao is stronger than the team that he played last year in Robin Hood.
I think Robin on the way with the first game we should have put it to bed. Not the first game. The second game them defended. They had their ascendancy. Because every game different and they defended. And just when it looked like we were getting on top, we got a red card and that put paid to that. So I think Cebu is a better team, but also we are a better team because if you remember last year we didn't have certain players here, which we have this year.
Yeah. Robin Hood, Rhea Moore play for?
Who?
Rhea Moore. Rhea Moore name? I think Rhea Moore, Leah Moore.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think I wanted the team them one all ball about him. Bad. I think I'm watch a game on play against I wouldn't even say I play against
him. Yeah.
Bad.
I don't think I'm last name that, but yeah. I don't think that was his last name, but yeah.
And I'm more last name. I'm sure I'm more last name. I consistently
I don't remember.
Yeah. All right. So we're looking forward to the game now. I asked you this morning about where the injuries are concerned, where recovery is concerned. I had an early training session this morning. Any more plans for training? Just give this people another update where injuries concerned. If no,
we're not training again. That was it.
Board work, no board work, no nothing.
Yeah. But we just saw watch some videos later. Everybody get the videos. All the team get the videos of the team, so them will just watch that later. And I'm sure they'll talk among themselves. Because that's a part of the process too when players work out certain things. So I would have gone through the stuff that I think the Cebu like to do. So the players going to see it for themselves now. I just send them all of the videos so they'll see it for themselves. And then, one of the good things is that players are able to adapt. And it's better than you just tell them by yourself. So we're not worried.
And the team roster, I saw the team roster for the competition. Are all of those players available? Will you have a good bench going to this game? Because most of the time, Cavaliers, I look strong just for my time. Players have CXC, players have this. Mommy said, me can't come.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the squad that you have, and you can upload and make people say that squad will definitely be there tomorrow. So we'll have all of those people. The only person missing would be Adrian Reed. He's not in Jamaica at this particular point in time, but we have everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to upload the squad so people can see the squad. We should do this a little bit earlier. Yeah. As I said, as your team is concerned right now, let's speak about the defensive aspect of the team. Nothing has changed where defense is concerned. But from your style of play, have a rigid type defensively, and then in transition, you cut team short. How you maneuver through games based off of your opponent you play? What if you're playing against an opponent that wants to sit back deep? What do you do in that moment?
And that is why, if you notice, we change our style a lot this year because it's going around the league. Everybody said that's the way to beat Cavalier. Just park the bus and try and play on the counter if we get frustrated. So it's something that we're working this year, and we're getting better and better at it. So yeah, we have a way to try and break it down if you decide to park the bus. And we noticed Above gave us some practice, Racing gave us some practice doing it, and I think Cebu kind of played that way too anyway. So it would be good practice for what we're going to come up against.
All right, so we have the team sheet and this. Hopefully the people can see it. Look a bit. See me can bring it up a little bit more, so we can just maybe discuss one and two of the players then. I think it's in a good position. Yeah. All right, so let's have a small conversation about Calvin. How important has Calvin been so far throughout this campaign for you?
Yeah, I expect him to score a couple more goals though. I think he has scored about 3 and he has a couple assists, but I expected Calvin to score more goals. So, well, we still have 2 games, so I'm hoping he'll come through. He was one of the players that had some fitness concern, but he played out the full training session this morning, the whole 60 minutes. So I'm hopeful that he'll be fit and ready to go tomorrow.
Stein, what's the condition on Stein? Stein is okay as well?
Yes, Stein is okay. The other person who we're worrying about is Atkinson. I don't know how long he'll be able to give us. because as you know, he pulled up in the last game,
Mm-hmm.
and him not back at his best.
Ooh. Aye. You think Atkinson is one of those type of players who maybe needs special attention, like where recovery is concerned?
Yeah, and we putting more emphasis on him now because we realize is a number of different issues why him keep on breaking down. So we're working on that because Atkinson is not normal. For the him play about 10 games this year, him got 9 assists and 9 goals. That's not a hard player. That player that's not normal. So him can hurt you so much different ways. It's not funny. So definitely we have to start take care of him a little bit different. So getting some specialists to take care of him. So we're working on it.
Quite a lot of players in the year 2004 though. A lot of 20-year-old. Quite a lot of 20-year-old. Hey, that's some very good work, I have to say it's a really good work. Ask that question. As a coach in the modern era, how important is it where coaching education is concerned in involving oneself?
It's everything. If you having good coaching education, not just with myself, but with all this technical staff that we have, and we pride ourselves on this. This is one of our advantage what we have over the rest of the teams. Even our manager have a C license, our physio have a studying film C license. Our thing really normal when it comes to people who can offer advice. And then everybody, constructive, criticism, and there's a rivalry in the coaching some morning, rivalry in the team. That's what kind of build our advantage what we have over some other teams in terms of our winning mentality. So yeah, coaching education is the key to building better players and better clubs.
If I should ask you one player in your team that you think would be a really good coach one day, who would that be?
All of them. because basically a lot of time I don't just coach, I kind of tell them the reason. So them must see. I treat them almost like say I'm teaching a class of student coaches. That's the type of knowledge I impart on them so they can understand the different reasons why certain things are in a particular way. So I expect a number of them to become coaches in the future. I don't know.
But give me one, just one of them where you feel like say.
Well, already Jadine is somebody who is already coaching already.
Yeah.
So
a start.
Definitely, you have some other players which I don't want in them, but whenever I start talk about tactics, some of them just get it first. I don't want the rest feel anyway, so I'm not about to call it name, but they have a few.
Question: who is the fastest player in the Cavalier squad?
The fastest?
Yes, fastest.
Well, I do. Well, when we do the sprint endurance, Atkinson run for everybody.
Atkinson fast and Stein and Kelvin.
Him run for everybody in sprint endurance. I tell you, like 5 meters.
Really? Me think about me swear Stein or Kelvin. I even Ainsworth.
Ainsworth very quick too, but again, Atkinson have one of these. He must win everything competitive spirit, You understand the difference?
He don't look fast to me, He look maybe because I see him with the ball and foot. But him not look fast to me. But me know he can beat a man easy.
No.
But him not look rapid like when I look at Calvin and say, oh, they rapid.
Calvin rapid. Ainsworth rapid more than people think. Him look like him not fast, but him probably one of the fastest me have to. So no, Stein not nowhere near those three, man. Those three much faster than Stein.
Set pieces. Me see have a few players where like sometimes me see Kingston over it. Sometimes me see Calvin like you want to take, sometimes me see busy. You have a range of players where you think these decisions are just down to the players on the pitch.
Usually me allow them for do certain things. So set pieces are kind of one, but if you notice penalties, the injured start take them. It just used to be busy last year. It just morph as to who them have confidence in. King take some from a certain distance because of course he has a more powerful kick. Atkins never powerful kick, but with his little issues, them we not to make him kick none of those balls. So basically, we have enough persons can drive them home. We're not too worried about it.
All right. So somebody asked in regards to Sekou, you have previously stated that you have been working on the attacking aspect. Have you prepared the defense for this game?
Yeah, pointedly, we know what they're going to try, how they're going to try and attack us. So yeah, we have trained for this team specifically. Of course, later on we'll come back and do some training for general training, but for now it was a specific training for the team we're playing against defensively.
All right. Question: have you ever been in a situation like in your training ground? You prepare for any game like situation, i.e., going down to 10 man, i.e., conceding the first goal, all these type of things. You're diverse the training scenario like that, or you only training the card and say, me I go win, me I go dominate the game?
No, man, it depends on what we want to do. There was all a time where we put like 7 players, 10 against 7, and say survive, or sometimes 6 against a little 11 and tell them to survive for 10 minutes, and we'll give them a clock and say try and survive. Well, yeah, we have a whole scenario run, man. We know that. So it depends on what we want to achieve, man. So yeah, it's not an issue. We decide what we want to do and train towards it. So if we think we are concede good, like we are concede too much now, some more of those training is gonna happen, because you can coach players as much as you like. You really need to give them the opportunity to work it out themselves by making rules and condition, and then leave them to survive by them own. So some of those training take place, and we're going to be working more and more on those.
All right. And this question now has to do with the entirety of the Cavalier season that they're gonna have. Normally 26 games, no 39 games. So far, Cavaliers that have played more games than any other team in the Jamaica Premier League. What is that like physically on the players? Straining on the players, and then now you still, even if you win this, when you win tomorrow and you advance, you're still looking to play more games. The Cavaliers looking to play upwards about 50 games this season. As a coach, how you manage that?
Well, one of the good thing about us is because I always with game structure. Remember, we have reinforcement to come. So if you go over by down a stats, we have two defenders who come from stats who have the experience. If you go by the team on the Boulevard, we have Ronaldo Bart and we have Keanu Jackson, more reinforcement. If you go JC, Tikaros, that's our player. So we do have reinforcement, So that's one of the good thing about us. When it catch after Manning and the Costa Cup, yeah, we have reinforcement. So we're not really worried. This is really the hardest part for us to get through. After that, we just kick in a new gear and we have reinforcement to deal with the business. So no, we're not worried at this point in time.
All right. So is it a case of which, because the squad is young, you have the aspect of youthful exuberance on your side of things? So because these players are so young, they're full of energy, they can manage throughout this period.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, no, we struggle, and a lot of time we have to make shift and do what we have to do to get through, which make it more remarkable that we reach here. But as I said before, the games in the future won't be an issue because we have reinforcement coming. So we're not really worried. But also, if you notice, sometimes we have 16 players come to the game. If that's what we have, that's what we'll fight with. It's just a thing of the Cavalier. We just think like that and just do what we have to do at all times. We're not worried about nothing at all. Once we have a team, that's it. We're going to play and we're good. We're also satisfied with the results because the Premier League is not a league. It is a knockout. Top 6. The league is a top 6 league, and then you go to a knockout. So we know that too. So we're not worried. All we know is that by the time we get round to come to the knockout stages, we'll have our best team to play in the knockout one. So giving everybody a knock here and there all over the place is actually a good thing. So when a player have to step out for whatever reason, I remember last year we had players gone to play the under 20 in tournament. We had players gone in our national team, so we were down 9 players, and everybody thought we'd ask for a passport. We didn't. We played. And we won the game against Montego Bay at the stadium is 1-0. So that's the type of club we have. Next man up, make him play. Because we know that will tell us if he's good enough to play in the playoffs or not. So if they don't get opportunities, you'll never know. And that is how we have always done our thing, and we'll continue to do so.
Yeah. So since you have so much players now being active, either they might play schoolboy football or they might play them very active within the club, playing in the league right now because a shortage of numbers. Would you say that like in the March, April time period there, so you're supposed to have some players, everybody's supposed to well where minutes is concerned, everybody's supposed to match sharp rather than the time they have some players who not touching field as yet.
Correct. It's not just match sharp, they would have proved themselves. So because when you reach a playoff, you're really going to just pick 20 players and that's it. Because I mean it's difficult for anybody. Well, even if you go to 22, 23 players, that's it. You don't want to have 30 players in the playoffs because you're going to be short in training time for players who are trying to fine-tune. So these players get opportunities to impress right throughout. And then, you know, so it's really a way to call it. Everybody is auditioning for the final 23, basically.
Yeah. As a coach, having too much of a bulky squad, can that cause problems? And what kind of problems can that cause?
Yeah, that's a big problem. The best training session is probably 18 players. If you really want to do a good training session, it's probably 18 players. I mean, you probably need 4 more because you might have a squad game for about 20 minutes. But usually, yes, if you have 30 odd players, you're in a problem already because what happened is that's three teams. So when you train, you have to split up the amount of time that you give each player to play. So none of the team will ever be fit. And I've seen that happen a lot of time with some teams that think them have a big roster and it's a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. It's really a bad thing. So one of our thing where we do, we keep less than 22 players constant. And then if we have issues, we just dip in our youth program and take up 2 youth or 3 or 4 youth and say, oh, come up here, so come do something for you. And then, you know, them can go back down. So that's really how we operate.
Wouldn't you say having a big squad fosters high competitiveness?
No, because a lot of people go back to the playing squad match. Squad match is the second worst way to train. The worst way is to make them run alone or do something without the ball. Just playing squad match alone is the second worst way to train. You're clearly not playing at the moments if you play a squad game for 90 minutes or for the whole session. So it's really not a good way to train, really.
Last question is, this is the last question we're going to have. And I think it's a very good question. Question a few persons in the comment section, Jean-Pierre, Nakins, Bam Sports, Unseen, quite a few of the vloggers are in it. So big up on yourself. Nakins with a good question said, apart from Cavalier's legacy, how important is this match or lifting this title for your personal legacy?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I don't even worry about those things, you know. The truth is, I am in it most to make my I get personal satisfaction from winning titles, but also my satisfaction comes from when my fans them happy, my players them happy, and get Jamaica happy in this instance. I'm not really worried about my legacy. My legacy is there already. I'm probably just adding to it. So I'm not worried about that.
So yeah, so still look, if me in your position, I couldn't sleep tonight.
Nah, man. You see me, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to watch 2 shows. I'm not even going to watch the matches of the team. And I'm going to call out some of my friends and talk to them. I'm not worried about the match, really.
Oh.
If you never do the work in the first place, it just not happen. So when we're going to the game, we just have to trust the training and do what we do in our training and just trust it.
All right. Anything you want to say to supporters them before we leave? Cause we know that I time a year now when time of galvanize supporters them, you know. I want people to come up and support the thing. What have to say to supporters them?
supporters. You always go to the stadium and say, we don't like how the national team look, and don't like how the Jamaican team them play. We have shown you that we break them all. We don't care where the team come from or who them are, who them is. You know, say Cavalier are going to attack them. Cavalier are going to up tempo and you know the money's worth. So all I need for them is come out and come watch a good game because you know, say you possibly out there somewhere where history are going to be made by a Jamaican team. You know, somebody send me a message where they say, boy, no care the Jamaican team good on paper. When we book foreign team, we
Crumble.
just we crumble. And it was the first time I see a Jamaican team do a foreign team. So whether a club or an international team, that after the Mocha semi-final, which is kind of true. You want to see a good game, you need to come out and watch a good game.
For me, important that hamper home side. That make it important. The hamper home turf. And like I say, it happen over. We there. I right to say it happen. So basically, I said the president say, once you come here, just know what go on. Just know what go on. Just know what go on. Just gear in the mind so it's like a rough. Unfortunately, still we don't have football culture yet. We try do the thing. We try galvanize the supporters. We try build the football culture in Jamaica. But Jamaicans just don't have we have the English Premier League culture, but not football culture.
And this is like a Champions League in Europe where full of people, you know, you have sold out, you know.
You go on, Mr. Speid. Me can't bet any money. Bring Messi come to Jamaica, you see.
Well, that's one of the things we are trying to work towards because we don't want to have to go in the round at 32. We want to go straight to the round at 16. So that's very important to us to try and win and go into the round at 16. Because we believe that in that case, we have a better chance to go far into this competition than if we just go into the round at 27. So that's where we are.
Hopefully the gods of football favor, you know. And when you reach round at 16, when you get past the team there, and Inter Miami on the face.
Yeah, I would love it to be Inter Miami. No,
two legs. Hey, stadium. Mr. Speid. I have got help account.
I need the help.
help.
Yeah, I need the help.
So, Mr. Speid, wish you all the best tomorrow. Hopefully you get the job done. I pray to get the job done. Jamaica can support. Me going to do it tomorrow. Hopefully me pass that out. Never check the channel and say me pass that out. Nakins, more Nakins. Nakins glazing.
And somebody asked me if top 2 is important in a Premier League. Yeah, it is, but
top 6.
Top 6 is more. Just make top 6. Anything can happen after that.
Top 6. You have to make top 6 before you can go top 2, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So big up yourself, Mr. Speid, and wish you guys all the best, you know. See if 1 10 minutes busy can give you something.
Yeah, man.
All right. Big up people in the comment section. Allow Nakins, move away. Big up on yourself, people. Soon again. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself, people. Out. God bless.